In this video, we finally have a Mazda Bongo Friendee on the channel. It's not a purchase. It has been offered to us for a test drive, and we will be taking it for a test drive. Not with a roof like this. That is a factory electric roof that pops up. We'll demonstrate that later on, which was a feature of the Bongo. So the Bongo was launched in 1995. There are other Mazda Bongos which are more conventional vans, some of which were sold here new. But the Bongo was this sort of one box design with the mid-mounted engine, and never sold here new, but as JDM imports they've been a huge success. I think literally thousands of these have been sold in the UK since. Production finally ended in 2005, and we've got engine options including a 2-litre petrol 4, 2.5-litre turbo diesel, which this is, and you could also get a 2.5-litre V6. I'm not quite sure how they managed to cram a V6 between the front seats, but they did. And you got optional 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. This is a 4-wheel drive Bongo, and I'm really looking forward to this. I've been very curious about them for a long time. They're priced a bit beyond my means, so I've never really got a chance to get up close and personal with one. This one, it isn't a superb example, but it was firmly in the affordable category. So there are some elements for improvement, some improvement work's already carried out. So if you're going, well, that doesn't look perfect, not everything in life does. We like the look of this very much. The Bongo Friendee was also sold as the badge engineered Ford Frieda in some markets, which for some reason I feel the need to say with an Australian accent. Ford Frieda? I don't know why. Let's see if there's anything under here, because the engine's there. So what's in the front? Well, here we go, folks. I've always wanted to know what's under here. Oh, a big scoop. And the heater. And the radiator is up here at the front, and the condenser for the air conditioning. And some areas you should probably check for rust if you're buying such a vehicle. Judging by the paint, I'm guessing some repair work already done under here. So no engine at all, really, under here. Interesting. So engine access, bit of a pain, but we're going to show you the entire process, albeit sped up. Ta-da! And there is the 2.5-litre turbocharged engine. Oh, that's warming things up in here nicely. So if you go winter camping, just open the engine bay. Turbocharger right here. 4-cylinder engine is known for head gasket failure, so something to be aware of. I'll put it all back together again now. That's that faff, very easy, and you have to do that even if you just want to check the oil. There is no remote dipstick or anything, so not ideal. But the actual driving position is really nice. There's a bit of a weird scoop down here, which must be to give space around the engine. Just get into the back of my calf muscle. My camera lady is just bravely climbing into the Bongo. Ooh, and then getting squashed by the door. So yeah, there's this unusual shape down here. I don't know if this is specific to the turbo diesel, or if that's part of making space to somehow get a V6 in there. V6 sounds amazing, doesn't it? Automatic transmission is by far the most common option because JDM, and it's got hold functions and buttons on the side. We'll just put it in drive and let it do its thing. Air conditioning with separate rear. And you can see the dash is a little bit tired on this example. There is an optional Dalek. I don't think that's factory fitment. But yeah, the driving position is really, really nice actually. The floor is quite high up, so you don't feel quite as set up as a normal van. It's a bit more akin to something like the Mitsubishi Delica or the Honda SMX I used to own. But excellent visibility, huge door mirrors, as you can see. So good visibility, and if we take a look through the rear window, you'll see we've even got a reversing mirror, which shows me exactly where the rear bumper is heading. So that is very, very useful. But I suppose really we should probably have a look round the back of this camper. It's got some interesting touches. They've got this little unit in here as well. So it's got all the drawers for the essentials, and the gas stove for the cooking, and for that all important cup of tea. So Otherwise, a reasonable amount of boot space, and obviously you can slide the back seat forward to make even more of it. And we've got little curtains with their cute little tie backs on the rear window as well. To open the roof, you need the engine running, you need the handbrake on, and I need to press a lock button here before pressing this button here, and then up goes the roof. And it has quite a long way to go, which is probably why most people don't film this. Going up, going up. Wow. We have electric sometimes work, but can be overly ridden blinds, because obviously you need your privacy when you're sleeping in this vehicle. And the seats sort of fold down to make a bed. Sort of. You take the head restraint out, and this is actually the middle row of seats that's been pushed in this one all the way back. There were 3 rows of seats originally. They've taken the rearmost row out. Flat Eric's having a lovely time there. So you bring that up, you drop that flat, you've sort of got a bed. Although in my experience, these beds based on car seats are always slightly lumpy. Another trick we've got is that if you tip the front seat forward, you can then flip this little thing over, and that is another seat. So rather than spinning the front seat around, you've got another seat, so you can face the people sitting in the back, and you can do the same on the driver's side as well. I will say this is not the most comfortable of seats, but nonetheless it's a bit of flexibility. So here in the rear we've got pop-out windows on this, and the sliding door, and the 2 windows here, so you can get a bit of ventilation. But you can also ventilate because you can open up a zip on the roof here. You can lift this entire panel up, so you get more headroom than just a trapdoor, and that is the difference that allows me to stand up in a Bongo. I think even my camera lady would struggle to stand up without the pop top. But it's very interesting to have a factory one, and if I pull that down, we can then pull this over, and that's another hidden bedroom up there. It's quite a flexible vehicle, really.
Yes, so CO alarm over there.
Oh yeah, got the CO alarm. Very good idea, especially if you're literally cooking on gas. But yeah, it's got a row of vents above the roof here to air condition your rear passengers. But yeah, it seems quite funky. I quite like it. Lots of space up there. Put the children in, close the trapdoor. Bye bye. Peace and quiet for the adults. Okay then, let's see what the Bongo is actually like to drive. Wait for glow plugs. Yeah, it's definitely a diesel. A bit of a shudder on idle, but not too bad. Let's work out how we wash the windscreen. Oh, the fairly standard. Whoa! Yeah, that's an unusual wiper pattern actually, but it does leave Triangle of Doom right ahead of the driver. That's not perfect, but we can't complain too much perhaps.
Depends how tall the driver is.
Very true. Rear wiper. Oh, there's the wash. That's pretty pleasing. That's not a bad wiping performance for an awfully large rear window. Got on, you haven't got intermittent, but you can wash it both ways. We've got variable intermittent as well. Obviously indicators right because JDM. We're going to pop some lights on just because it's quite dark and gloomy. You've got electric mirrors, electric windows, all the good times. Map reading lights. Oh yeah, look at them. Quite funky. And a grab handle for when you're getting in, or if your driver is going too quickly. But let's see what it actually goes like. We go into D, check everywhere. Smooth. Oh, speedo now working. We have to do that in our Perodua as well. Yeah, it gathers pace in an undramatic fashion if you're nice and gentle on the throttle inputs. But let's go and see what it's like out on the wide roads. In terms of handling, steering's nice and light as you'd expect. Not a huge amount of feel, but easy enough to put it where you want to go. But I think really, considering the engine is here, right next to us, the noise levels don't seem too bad at all. But let's see what a few more revs will do. That's 40. Now we're starting to go uphill. I think the torque converter lockup has just kicked in there, for the sound of it. And eventually we're very nearly at 60 miles an hour. It's had the conversion, so it's reading in miles rather than kilometers. And now we're doing 60 miles an hour. Feels pretty relaxing, and I have to say the ride seems a great deal better than many Mazda cars I have been in. I don't think it goes too badly for a 2.5 4-pot turbo diesel in what is quite a hefty van, and it has an automatic transmission, and it just gets beautifully relaxing as the speed builds up and the revs die away. But the seats, supremely comfortable. I feel you can clock up a lot of miles in this, and indeed the current owner has clocked up 5,000 miles since March, and it's now September, so I think they've been enjoying it as well. Not one of those campers that just gets parked up and never used, that's for sure. But yeah, really decent road manners. Considering you sit so high up, it feels a lot more stable than you might expect. But I suppose we've got all that weight fairly low down. But oh, it's a big hill, is requiring a certain amount of revs. And there is a button on the side of the gearbox, but I don't think it's actually working. It doesn't seem to do anything at all. But quite often on JDM automatic gearboxes, it'll lock out top gear if you press the button. But I think that functionality may not be occurring today. So there are lots and lots of Bongos over here, as we said. Not all have the factory roof. Some will be aftermarket camper conversions. So asking prices for them can vary to a huge amount. But the main thing, the absolute main thing if you're looking at one, is rot. They can and do rust. They're a Japanese car. They weren't particularly well protected from new because they were Japanese market, and Japanese market considers 8 years old very old. So when you bear in mind the youngest Bongo is now getting on for 20 years old, yeah, rot is going to be a problem. Check absolutely everywhere. So yeah, for driving, I think this is very acceptable indeed. So there we go, that is the Mazda Bongo Friendee. My first time driving one, and I have to admit, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think it drives a bit better than I probably expected. I don't know which engine I'd go for though. The V6 mightily tempting, but I suspect even the diesel can drink enough fuel. But like I say, if you want to buy one, rust is the primary concern. So I shall say, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget you can head to the Hubnut store if you want to buy delicious merchandise, and we'll see you in a future video. Farewell. Video, we finally have a Mazda So there you go, that is the Mazda hell.
This absolutely needs to go to bloopers.
Yeah, yeah.